We look like a potato. Messy hair, don't care. Just kidding. It's actually really nasty looking, so I'm just gonna throw it back. Hey sweeties, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Arwen. I'm a photographer, actor, singer, public figure, and content creator. And in today's video, I'm going to be telling you my experience at the Nashville, Tennessee 107.5 The River Why Don't We show. That was a lot. But before we hop into this video, please be sure that you subscribe to my channel. Also give this video a big thumbs up and follow me on all of my social media at Arwen Sweet on Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. Also, make sure you turn on the notification bell if you want to be notified when I post my videos, which is every Monday.
She's so nice. She's so nice. But she's so nice. But she's so nice. But she's so nice. But she's so nice.
And we're at my dad's work. He gets off. We're driving to Nashville, jamming out to Why Don't We in the back seat. And then we get to Nashville and we're trying to find parking without getting towed, which we did, thank God. And then we decided it would be smart to use the restroom before we lined up, so that way we wouldn't have to go while we were at the concert. So we did, and then we went to the line and we just kind of chilled there. At first it was kind of awkward because we didn't know anybody, and then we got to know a few other girls that were in front of us. And then why don't we saw their van because they were coming from Memphis, Tennessee, and they drove right in front of me. I swear, Corbin was 2 feet away from me, and I saw Jack's hair, but I didn't see the rest of the guys. I saw Corbin and Jack's hair. The rest of the guys were in there, I just couldn't see them at the time. And then my dad found a nickel on the ground, and so we declared that the nickel for seeing the boys, like literally 2 feet away from us, maybe less. And yeah, that was a great moment. I teared up a little, even though I've already seen them in Maryland. If you haven't seen that vlog, link in the description. So yeah, I kind of teared up, and we were hoping that we'd be able to see them come out into the back door, but there was another door in the back that they went through, so we didn't get to see them go in. But then we just stayed in line, and I talked with the girls, and then we get up to where our tickets are, and my dad realized he had a box knife, like the little knives that have the little triangle that you cut boxes with, and this place does not allow knives at all, and so he had to go put it up, and he said just wait at the door when you get in. So we give them our tickets and we get in the door, which they actually put X's on our hands, which mine are finally fading after almost a week. But we go in because we're underage. That's why the X's are there, so we don't go to get a drink or whatever. Not that I would. So we're sitting and we're standing by the door and watching the line get longer, and I'm still not seeing my dad. And I don't have service because I can't pay for it yet. I don't have a job. And so then I finally said to my dad, and I said, Dad, can we please line up? I mean, I've said this with my mouth. He couldn't hear me because he was on the other side of the door. I was like, so I get in line, and I'm not able to leave, and he's not able to come in because they had to stop the line because the main room that we were chilling in had a capacity of 300 people, and if you had more than that, and the fire sheriff or fire chief came, and it actually shut down the whole place. So they did the fire procedure thing or whatever, and then they finally let my dad in, and Dad lined up with us, and then we just kind of chilled in line for a little bit, and then we finally got to go in. And me and my friend were probably 8, 9, maybe 10 feet away from the stage, and we're just kind of chilling there. Our backs are starting to hurt, our legs are starting to hurt, but I let her know that when Why Don't We comes out on stage, you're just not gonna feel the pain anymore, because Why Don't We literally is a medicine. If you're in pain while waiting to watch them, and once they come out, you're not gonna feel the pain anymore. It'll be gone. So we were waiting, and then the first artist came out on stage, which was Kole. I think I said her name right. But she's a really great singer, and I believe she's from Nashville. But she was fantastic. and which I'll leave a link to her Spotify down below. I don't know like how to do the iTunes and stuff like that, so I'll leave her Spotify down below and you guys can go follow her, and her Instagram. She finished, she got off stage, and then it was Kim Petras, which no shade to her, but she was okay. And then Jake Miller came out. He was pretty good, actually great. And then Love came out, which, oh my gosh, he was amazing. And then Dan and Shay came out, and no shade to the people who love Dan and Shay, but for me, they're okay. Like, their vocals are fantastic, but their songs and lyrics are, like, kind of, I don't know, I just don't like them. And then Why Don't We comes out, and oh man, we are feeling those vibes. We are super excited, and I wasn't expecting it to be more acoustic, but they did acoustic, and they played 8 Letters, Hooked, Talk, Nobody Gotta Know, Twist and Shout by the Beatles, and they did a fantastic job. I thought it was absolutely amazing. And during Twist and Shout, I was really getting down or whatever, and like I had my phone up, I was videoing, but like I was dancing and stuff, and Daniel looks directly at me, and he was kind of serious, and then he stared at me, and he saw me dancing, and he smiled at me, and I was like, dang, Danny, stop, like, you got me swerving, please stop. And then Jack and I got eye contact for a few minutes, like, we kind of stared at each other, and we're like, and like, you know, hey, what's up, and like, oh, it was so good. And he also, like, when he first looked at me, he was kind of like, you know, oh yeah, you look familiar, like, have I seen you somewhere, like, almost that kind of look. And Nobody Gotta Know, Zach and I made eye contact, and I don't know, I actually have not shared this story time, which I should probably do a story time on my Maryland experience. If you guys want that story time, comment down below, and I'll be happy to share my story time of the Baltimore, Maryland experience. But in Nobody Gotta Know, Zach looks over at me and he smiled, and the thing is, that song has something between us, because I'll go ahead and tell you, back in Baltimore, Maryland, there was, when the song began, he lost track of where he was supposed to sing, so he was trying to catch up, and he was moving his earpiece, trying to figure it out, and he was looking around frantically, like making sure nobody was noticing, which everyone did, but we didn't judge him for it, because everyone messes up. And he looked directly at me at the concert, and I looked at him, and I was like, it's okay, like, it'll be fine. And I was just kind of making him chill. I was like, you're okay, keep going, you'll catch up. And he smiled at me, and he nods, and then he goes back to where he was supposed to be, and then they twisted to, you know, how they did it in the invitation tour. Anyway, I think they did it in every tour, but so yeah, they did that, and so me and him have a connection on that song, and so I think he knows that I'm from Nashville, so he kind of was looking for me at that point, and we caught eyes a couple of times. Like, he kept looking over at me, but most of the time he was looking at the front audience, because that's what he had a better view of, because I mean, I'm not that tall, but he did see me a couple times. We kept making eye contact, just not as much as the Baltimore, Maryland. Because believe it or not, I was one of the tallest people there, because, you know, a lot of the people there weren't, like, a lot of them were just younger than me, or just, the older ones were behind us, so they were taller, whatever. But anyway, so, Jonah and I looked at each other a couple times and smiled, and, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. Corbin and I kind of glanced over at each other, but the main looks I got were from Daniel and Jack. Jonah, actually, he looked at me a lot, but, like, he glanced over at me, and he stared at maybe once or twice, but, like, that was only for a few seconds. But yeah, I locked eyes with Jack, Zach, and Daniel, but Corbin and Jonah, we just kind of, like, looked over at each other and was like, sup, like, you know, what's poppin'?
Girl, what's poppin'? What's it gonna be? Hey, okay.
So after that, after the concert, me and my friend at this point are kind of sad, but Dad got me some merch, and my friend, her own merch. He bought her a shirt for her birthday. And he bought me the hoodie that I've always been, like, wanting since began to be a fan of Why Don't We. He knew that, so he got it for me, which was awesome. I love him. And yeah, so after the concert, we're leaving. We're kind of bummed that it was only 5 songs that Why Don't We sang, because it felt like it was so short, but at the same time, it was probably like, let's see, 15 minutes they were out on stage, so I guess it was a while, but at the same time, you know, we wish it was longer. But then we go out, and we decided to wait by the fence because we wanted to see if Why Don't We would come out, but they didn't. They didn't leave till everybody left, and I found that out later that night because I was scrolling through Instagram, and I saw a photo of them at the tour bus, and I was checking their stories. They did not run into any fans, so I was also checking all of the Nashville limelights that I could find, and they had not bumped into Why Don't We either, so they waited till everybody left. And but anyway, so we waited there, and then I saw Evan, and I was like, "Hey, Evan!" And he looked over at me, he's like, "Sup?" And he kind of waved at me, and then he walked off, but he knows who I am, if I'm going to be real here, because he's liked 2 of my posts on my fan account. It was my fanfic of me and Zach, and he liked both of like the main posts, and my face is on it because the cover art is me and Zach. And so he saw that, he knows what it looks like, and so it was kind of cool that he saw and noticed me. But yeah, and then we had to help a friend get down to her car because there was some man standing at it, and my dad wanted to make sure they got home safely. And then we went to Cookout, and we got some late dinner. And I didn't eat a lot because I wasn't that hungry, and then my dad started being goofy to get us to laugh and stuff because we were so slap happy. If you don't know what slap happy is, it means basically it gets super late at night that you're not yourself and you're so tired, but like you laugh at every little thing. So he was like joking and making stupid jokes, and it'd make us laugh and stuff like that. And then we went to bed, and the next day, you know, my friend had to go home. So that's pretty much how the concert went. Oh, also, something that happened at the concert. Me and my friend Hava, she wanted to try and get the whole crowd to sing a song. Like, we were going to start it and get the whole crowd to sing like I did back in Maryland. And basically, I screamed a song in Maryland, and then all of these girls around me started singing, and then the whole place was singing it. It was great, but anyway, so me and my friend wanted to do it, and so I turned around, and there's 2 girls behind me. I was like, "Hey, could you help us?" And they're like, "Yeah." And so we started singing Trust My Baby, and we got the whole place singing it. I have a video of that in the vlog once. So anyway, we started singing, we got the whole crowd to sing. Also, another thing is, turns out one of the girls behind me was a follower of me on my Arwen Sweet account. And basically how I found out was they were like, "Let's make a group chat." And I was like, "Sure thing." And I was like, "Okay, give me your phone and I'll put in my Instagram." I was like, "Which one do you want?" And she said, "Well, it doesn't matter. I can do both." And I was like, "Okay." So I gave my fan account, and I let her hit the follow button because I'm just weird. I don't like to hit the follow button for people. And so I let her hit the follow button. Then I took it and I looked up my main account, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird. It says you already follow me." And she's like, "I knew you looked familiar." And I was like, "Oh." And she's like, "Yeah, I mean, I looked at you and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I feel like I know her." And she's like, "I know that sounds very stalk-like." And I was like, "No, I mean, yeah, but it's fine. It's not creepy." I was like, "It's really cool, though, that I've actually met one of my followers, and to see that one actually lives here in Nashville was kind of shocking." Yeah, that's pretty much the experience I had. It was pretty great. We met Caroline Kole for free, actually, because she just kind of walked the lines and signed our pictures and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, great. If you didn't, well, I'm sorry. But yeah, also, please remember to comment down below if you have any other suggestions of any other videos you guys would like to see from me. Also, comment if you want me to do my story time on the Baltimore, Maryland show. I'd be more than happy to give it to you guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Bye!